Hi, I'm Dr. Paulo Varquez, and I work over at our Career Center Career Services here at Coastline College. And in this video, I'll be showing you what you can start doing now and should be doing now for exploration in community college. The first one is definitely setting an appointment with me. Everyone's so individualized that it's best to just set a time with me on Zoom and we'll kind of figure out your situation and customize. The second one is joining professional associations related to your field. I'll share an example after this, but typically if you're a student, these are free for you as a student, and you have so much access to webinars, trainings, conferences, and on your resume, you could say that you're part of an association. So I'll give an example. So these slides will be provided for you on Canvas. So Carissa will be providing this. So for example, like let's say you're a business major, right? So there's a organization called National Black MBA Association. So let me actually click that so I can show you what that looks like. So MBA is at the master's level, but you don't have to be an MBA to be part of this. And sometimes you just have to do a little bit of reading and digging around. So for example, I clicked on that link. I went to membership. Let me look for the chapter. So let me see. Typically, let me find one that's in California. Control F, California. It looks like the closest in this area would be Los Angeles. So I'm going to click that and click on Be a Member. And typically, for students, these are like low cost or free. So let's check to see. It looks like, yeah, you could just be an affiliate member. It's free. It looks like since you're an undergrad student, you could also qualify for this one for $50 for a whole year. And it tells you what some of the benefits are. So it looks like there's much more for the $50 one. So scholarships, awards, discounted registrations, webinar series, help with career information like your resume, discounted for different events. So imagine like on your resume, you get to put that you're part of the National Black MBA Association. That looks really good already. And then let's say you join some of these conferences, you could list that on your resume. And not only that, but you're also networking and meeting with professionals in your field of study. It's going to open up so many doors for you in so many different ways. Volunteer opportunities. So one struggle that a lot of students have is when they have their degree, they don't have experience yet, and they really struggle finding a job. So if you do have the experience part and the education and the connections in the field, your doors open so much more compared to someone that only did the schoolwork. So keep in mind that nowadays a degree is a checkbox for many employers. They're really going to be looking for experiences next, and most students don't work on that, and you want to start doing that now, not after you graduate. Do that now, so by the time you graduate, you actually are competitive. So there you go. That's just one association, right? If I click on, maybe you're in the field of marketing, because everyone's in different fields, right? So it's always best to set time with me. That way we could customize it towards your situation. So in this case, for example, let's say you do want to do become an accountant. They actually have one for African Americans, for example. Since if you are in Umoja, it would make sense to find professionals like that's specific for your one of your identities, right? So same thing. I'm going to click on membership, find we'll find join an ABA, and it does require a little bit of digging. So it looks like the student membership is free. This is a free thing. You just have to sign up for it, and you have access to networking events, resources, career support, and yeah, mentors are a big one, right? I think that's really good. A lot of times people feel like they'd have to do everything by themselves, but you really don't. But what I also find is that a lot of students don't actively seek out that help. Like you have to be responsible for reaching out. I'm here to guide you. You have Carissa and other counselors and faculty and people there to kind of guide you, but you have to guide yourself even more of you reaching out, because we can only do so much, right? So you want to take control and reach out and get these resources. And if you don't know, ask. Asking is one of the biggest strengths you could do. I'm here to support you. Carissa's here to support you. We're here to help you, but you have to help yourself. So this is one of the best moves you can make now. Okay, so let me go back to this presentation here. So the next one is, again, connecting with professionals and alumni, and that's also, again, part of the networking and part of the associations is like one way of doing that. And then also start getting experience in your field of study. You don't have to wait till you graduate to get some type of experience. You want to start doing that now. There's creative ways of doing that. So if you want to, let's say it is marketing that you want to do, finding like some kind of marketing assistant in where you live, I could help you find those kind of experiences. And if you, for example, like if you qualify for work study, we have our marketing department hiring a federal work study student. So if that's something that you qualify for, I could connect you with them, and hopefully that could open up doors for you. But it's like moves that you could make like that sometimes people need guidance with, and I'm here for your support to make that happen. So on this presentation, there's a QR code. You could go there and scan it, set up a time so we could meet on Zoom. That way we super tailor to your situation. So I'm just going to share this slide here, just an example of business, as many Umoja students are in business. But even within business, there's different concentrations. There's marketing. There's so much pieces into it. And these appointments, we also use AI for exploration. So for example, like here's ChatGPT. Here's a specific one I created for Coastline students. So the prompt, for example, if I put highest paying and growing careers in business, because you don't just want highest paying, you also want the ones that's also going to grow in the future. You don't want to graduate in something that has nothing at the end. Because one thing to think about too is like, okay, which job are going to be AI'd in the future, and how do I address that? How do I pick the ones that is actually gonna grow in the future with AI, right? So I'm gonna click on search just to see just like show you, because this is a custom GPT, so it's tailored towards Coastline students, and I asked it to be tailored to Orange County, LA area by default. So if I scroll down, now it's gonna tell you some of the salaries here for these different occupations, as well as if it's gonna grow in the future, and it's using occupational data within the next like 8-10 years. And not only that, but it also links out programs at Coastline that matches that. So let's say maybe financial manager is something that you want to go forward, and maybe you're probably a business major already, but you probably didn't know that there's different types of titles. You're like, oh, what's a management analyst, right? So you could go deeper into that. So I'm going to click this and be like, tell me more, and then paste that. And it's like a whole conversation. We go through it together. How do I get there? You know, because for example, if it is management analyst that you want to go down the line, it might be good for you to have someone in the field already doing that, so you could ask questions. That's what I could help with in terms of the networking. Maybe there's a management analyst professional association that exists out there that's like low cost or free for students. Again, we don't know what's out there, but we could search those things, right? So that's what we're here for, is for guidance. Again, really want to emphasize that you have to reach out. We're here for you, but you have to reach out and make those moves. And if I go back here, a lot more here. Maybe you're like, oh, what's a data analyst? We explore. And maybe you're interested in supply chain. The cool part of this is it links out our specific programs. So if I click this, for example, it should go to our supply chain program. You see that? And then you can learn more about this. And obviously when it comes to classes, if you want to change, the earlier you know stuff, the better. But definitely keep in touch with Carissa and reach out. Do not wait for us to reach out. You reach out yourself. And you know, we're very connected with each other, and then also resources on campus, and we'll make sure to find you the right person as well. So maybe you need connections of someone that does like data analyst. We know someone really good that's willing to help you, and you might even be able to do work study with them as well too, or maybe an internship, but you have to ask. Okay, so this presentation has a lot more, but I'm not going to go through this in detail because again, really, I think the best way is really meeting with me one-on-one to really, so we could tailor a situation to you. So again, I'm Paul Varquez. I work at our career services. If you scan this QR code, you can set up a time for us to meet on Zoom, and Carissa will also be sharing the direct link for this as well. So hopefully that was helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.